Mike, after having these guys practice shooting through the padded tripods at practice over the last week, how satisfying was it to see Evgeny Malkin rip that slap shot through a crowd to tie the game?
Well, it's huge. It's a huge goal for us. I think we needed a win for our confidence. I believe we've got a resilient group here. I loved how our guys dug in down the stretch for Gino to score that one. All the elements were in play. We've worked on that 6-on-5 a fair amount. We had traffic in front. I think that was a big part of it. We made the goalie sight lines difficult. And, Tanger makes a good pass, he puts it right in Gino's wheelhouse. And obviously he can really shoot the puck.
Taylor Haas.
Hey, Mike, just what can you say about Zach Aston Reese's performance and really just the way that whole third line performed with him back on it?
I thought they had a great game, all three of them. They bring a lot of energy. They played a fair amount together, as you guys know. And so I think they have some chemistry. There's a comfort level there. For Zach to come back in, score a goal in his first game after having not played for 6+ months, that's not an easy challenge. I thought he did a real good job. He kept the game simple. He played within himself, and the goal he get is huge for us.
Dave Molinari.
Thanks for speaking with us, Mike. I think it's safe to say your penalty killing hasn't performed to expectations this year. Is there any common thread in its shortcomings, or anything that links the goals you've given up?
Well, there's a number of things. We've made adjustments to it here most recently, and we're hopeful that we'll get some traction. But there's a number of things that are, I think, are causes for some of the problems that we've had on the penalty kill. We're trying to sort through those things right now, but obviously we need to be better there.
Jenna Harner.
Mike, from your perspective, what's impressed you the most about the way that your guys are able to respond and able to come back, force overtime, force shootouts?
Well, I just think it takes a certain it takes a certain level of resilience. It takes a certain level of mental toughness and a belief in the group that we can come back. And these guys, they don't get discouraged, and we're just trying to continue to play the game the right way. And keep fighting throughout the course of the game. And I give the players a lot of credit. I think they deserve a lot of credit for that resilience. It always starts with our leadership. And when you look at the leadership of this group, they're a pretty accomplished group. So I think they have a belief in themselves that they can come back regardless of what the circumstances look like. We prefer not to chase games. But early in this part of the season, we've chased a fair amount of them. But having said that, I think it helps develop a certain level of confidence that when you are down in games, you have the ability to come back. When you do that a number of times, it can certainly help a team's confidence. So, as I said, we prefer not to chase the game as often as we have in this early part of the season, but maybe the silver lining is that we're developing a certain level of resilience that's required to win in this league.
We'll take two more. Seth?
Mike, to piggyback off of that, you talk about chasing games. What's different about the energy you have to expend when you are trailing compared to maybe when you have a tie game or when you are ahead? Just what's different about the effort or the energy you have to put into trying to stage a comeback?
Oh, I'm not sure. Whether you're defending a lead or you're trying to get a goal, it requires energy. I mean, that's the way the game's played. It's hard to play the game the right way. You've got to stop on pucks. You've got to, you've got to be physical. You got to win puck battles. You got to be good on the wall. You got to win the net front battles. When you're playing the game the right way, it's a hard game. It's not an easy game, and it's hard to win in this league. You can't win easy, and we've had that conversation a lot with our guys. So regardless of which side you're on, it takes a lot of energy to have success in this league. The only thing I would say with respect to that, when we are chasing games, we have a tendency to shorten the bench a little bit and maybe go to our offensive people more than we would if we weren't. And so when you have the ability to manage the clock and you manage the score, you also have the ability to manage the minutes a little bit better. And that would be the only thing I think that I would say with respect to that question.
Jim Colony.
Well, Mike, I have to ask about Casey. Hasn't played for a week and a half. How impressed were you with his performance tonight?
Well, he just battles. You know, he's a real competitor. He battles out there, and that's what we love about Case. You know, and I think the guys play hard for him. You know, he was really good in that shootout. Obviously, he made some big saves throughout the course of the night, so we were thrilled for him. But he's such a battler. He just competes out there, and that's contagious with our group.